The IFS conference brought us together in Berlin in 2016. We came from all around the world to create a unique space and time to learn from each other, to visit and to discover neighborhood centers which welcome migrants.
It was very flexible civil society. Ordinary people, when they heard in the media that a train is coming carrying refugees from Austria to Germany, they were running nearly to the station, to the main station, in order to welcome people. They were feeding them, they were giving them clothes and everything these people needed. And there was a very more or less inflexible public administration.
See, you understand, if you can take care of your community, you understand, and everybody takes care of his or her own community, it goes national. Before you know it, everybody will be living in peace.
This is an organization which works at the former airport Tempelhofer Feld, and there are refugees, and these people, they collected, you can see all kinds of stuff there, of clothing, of other things, and for the time being, it was the largest refugee camp we had, so they were setting up a coffee, provided clothing, and kept the children entertained and gave them some learning. And there also what was mentioned by the State Secretary, the Office for Consulting them was also established there. It is those who are under this kind of pressure can teach you what to do, not only in a single case, but how to change the laws.
And central to that vision was really reaching out to the leadership in our immigrant communities, chronic health problems, older adults that tend to be the recipients of service, but not leading or having the opportunity to bring their voice into what happens around the issues that they care about. Okay, well, if funding is going to diminish, then our power and our role is going to diminish. We have to increase the capacity of our community to take leadership roles and to be invested and interested in being a full partner in how we're going to continue to meet the needs of our older adults.
But the bottom line is authentic community engagement means we need to be prepared to go into communities without an agenda, listening to people's stories, listening deeply to the community. We all have mistakes, we all have deficits, but that's not what we want to be defined by. So if we approach each other and talk about people's assets and strengths and passions, that's when you start actually seeing the person and not the case, or the number, or the client, or the whatever the words are.
As community workers, as people who want to create conditions for social change, you need to really understand and listen deeply to a community as to where their aspirations are at. So it's about working again with a very strength-based approach to ask people, what kind of community do you want to live in? Not, what do you need, what do you want, what do you wish? Because that will always give you like a list of things that people want. And it sets up expectations that are very hard to meet, and it's very difficult to integrate people into the solution if you just talk about needs. I need a new car, I need a better park for my children and so on. But to actually then mobilize people around it is quite difficult. From our perspective as community workers, it's very much about building the relationships in the community, so you actually know who are the leaders, who are all the demographics, who are the people that actually make sure that everybody is heard and bring them into the conversation. So our role is to gather the knowledge in the community and to become the stewards of that. And to become a steward of something means we don't own it, but we will promote it and we will advocate with it. But we are accountable back to the community.
It will take nearly 2 years until they hopefully will get into a job. Hopefully. It is a very, it's a long time business, and I think that work is some of the things which are the most successful signal for the society here that they belong to our society.
Yes, there is a small population of, I believe, Burmese refugees. They were fleeing from the Burma, country Burma, and they were a minority in that society. And they found refuge in Western Sydney. And there was an organization called Nepean Migrant Access. I understand they work with them and with the local, not high school, but technical school. And they found some property that was land that could be propagated in garden and also growing vegetables and fruit and so on. Because the interesting thing about this project was that they asked the people first up, what is it that you can do? What are your assets? What are things you can bring? What are your skills? So it was a strength-based approach to work with this refugee community, and they said they can farm. They give us land and we can farm the land. We've got skills in that area. And ultimately, a small project that was a piece of dirt turned into what is now a market garden and a social enterprise, where they also learn now other skills, of course. You know, it has grown so much that they learn about, taking stuff to the market, sales, marketing, branding, bookkeeping, all those things that come with growing a business. And yeah, it's a success story of how you can positively engage refugees if you work with their skills and their strengths rather than looking at them just as what's missing in their lives.